This is no coincidence. You arrived here because something inside you remembered, a resonance you have carried but never named, a tone hidden beneath the clamor of labels, beneath the weight of expectation, beneath the noise of your own mind. It is not a word you speak aloud. It is not a mantra, a spell, or a charm. It is a vibration that lives quietly in the center of your chest, a subtle hum that holds the axis of who you are. Tonight that hum awakens. You may not notice it at first. You may feel only a soft shift, a subtle opening, a sense that the air inside you has slightly more room. That is enough. You do not need proof. You do not need belief. Presence itself is evident. For too long the world has named you. You were called useful, obedient, broken, strong, invisible, loud, shy. Too much. Not enough. Each label pressed against the chest. Each word a tether pulling you outward. You carried them as if they were your own. You measured your worth by them, by the praise, by the rejection, by the way others' eyes weighed you. And you learned to move quietly within that web, to perform, to negotiate, to survive. But survival is not life. Survival is noise. Your hidden REN does not live in noise. It lives in the calm that notices noise, observes it, and does not answer. Take a moment. Breathe. Not quickly, not shallowly, but with the body you have right now. Feel the spine, the jaw, the shoulders. Let the weight of the room press where it will. Let the breath move naturally. And now, listen, not with the ears, not with the mind, but with the space in you that has been watching all along. That space knows your hidden REN. That space has always known it. It is patient. It is quiet. It does not hurry. It does not demand. It waits for your awareness to turn toward it, like a river waiting for the first drop of rain. Notice how your mind begins to label even this instruction. I am ready, it says. I am listening. Or maybe I do not believe this. Let it be. Labels do not matter here. They do not touch the tone. The tone cannot be negotiated, forced, or argued with. You will not earn it. You will not lose it. You will simply allow it to rise. And when it does, the world will try to rename you again. It will whisper obligations, duties, fears, old criticisms, remembered shame. It will try to push you into a story that is not yours. This is why the REN matters. Not as a shield, not as a weapon, not as a charm, but as the axis upon which you stand. Now, let one thought appear. Any thought. Perhaps a worry, a memory, a desire. Notice it. Do not chase it. Do not erase it. Ask softly, is this my name or a borrowed label? Feel the subtle shift when the answer is clear. The chest lightens. The shoulders drop a fraction. The breath becomes a little less tethered. That fraction is enough. That fraction is everything. Each borrowed name you release allows the REN to emerge, like a wave that has been waiting for centuries beneath the surface. Do not expect fireworks. Do not wait for visions. Do not seek transcendence. This is not a performance. This is a precision, a careful unweaving of the identity that was imposed, so that the identity that is yours can breathe. Your REN is intimate. It is private. It is not for show. It is not for applause. It does not need the validation of the room, the crowd, the world. It simply exists when you allow it. And when it exists, you will notice the difference immediately. Not because the world changes, but because the weight inside you shifts. You become your own lover, your own authority, your own quiet power. Picture the chest as a quiet room, the heart as a feather suspended in air. All the borrowed labels are stones, pressing, bending, weighing, as each thought, each external demand, each memory arises. Hold it gently. Ask, does this make the heart heavier or lighter? If heavier, place it down with a soft sentence. Not my name. Do not argue. Do not justify. Do not resist with force. Simply acknowledge. Release. Watch how the room inside begins to expand. The chest rises. The breath moves more freely. This is the subtle alchemy of your hidden REN. Do not confuse activity for presence. The mind will want to run ahead. It will want to label, categorize, predict. Let it. Observe it. Stay in the quiet that watches. That quiet is your lever. That quiet is the switch that turns the REN on. 10 seconds of this awareness are enough to catch the first trace. 10 minutes make it real. 10 days make it habitual. And each time, you return to it, the world tries to rename you less effectively. You are less easy to push, less easy to manipulate, less easy to fear. You are no longer a container for borrowed stories. You are a conduit for your own tone, your own axis, your own truth. Now feel the body beneath the words. Spine tall, jaw soft, shoulders loose. Breathe long, exhale fully. Place your awareness behind the chest, somewhere in the space between sternum and heart, the place where the tone will resonate. A small hum may emerge. Do not force it. Do not search for it. Let it arise naturally, quietly, like a note pressed from within a stone. That hum is the first trace of your REN. Hold it. Follow it with the breath. Let it settle. It does not need decoration. It does not need ritual. It does not need your attention to perform. It only needs you to allow, and as it rises, notice the difference. Thoughts still appear. Worries still whisper. Memories still press. But they no longer dominate. You are no longer in the story of them. You are in the field where the story happens, watching it move, aware, present. For centuries this knowledge was hidden, not because it was weak, not because it was inaccessible, but because it is powerful. A person aligned with their REN cannot be steered easily, cannot be cajoled, cannot be shamed, cannot be distracted. And so it was taught in whispers, in quiet rooms, in one-to-one transmission. The student learns the tone through the body, the axis, the breath, not through words, not through theory. And now that lineage comes to you, not by accident, not by choice of fate, but because something inside you recognized it, remembered it, called it forward. Do not mistake subtlety for simplicity. Do not mistake quiet for nothingness. This is the edge of precision. Each exhale, each hum, each pause is a key, turning the lock that has held your name captive. And when the lock clicks, you will feel it. A subtle shift, a grounding, a settling in the chest, a freedom that is not loud, a clarity that is not explained. The world may continue its noise. The schedules, the judgments, the opinions, the emergencies. None of it will have the same weight. You will notice it sooner. You will return to your axis faster. You will choose differently. Because the world's naming no longer compels you. Now bring the awareness to the rhythm of the breath. Inhale, observe, exhale, hum, pause. Watch the chest expand, contract, lighten. Watch the body respond ever so slightly to the gentle current of REN stirring within. This is not a goal. This is not an achievement. This is alignment. Your spine a pillar, your chest a room, your mind a guest, your REN the host. Let the tone guide you. Let it settle. Let it become familiar. When it does, you will recognize it anywhere, in a meeting, in traffic, in a crowded street, in silence. The REN is not loud. It does not need to shout, but it carries you through the noise, steady, centered, unshakable. And notice the subtle movement inside. Not a movement of the body you can measure with the eye, but a shift of presence, a quiet pivot of attention. The world will try to rush you, but here, you slow. You do not need to hurry to feel. You do not need a dramatic change. The REN operates in fractions, in millimeters, in heartbeats that escape the mind's counting. Let your awareness drift down to the base of the spine. Feel it rooted. Feel the connection to gravity. This is your foundation. Without this, the tone wavers. With it, the hum finds its resonance. As you breathe, notice the places in your chest that still feel tight. Not the story, not the judgment, not the memory, only the sensation. Place one hand softly there if it helps. Feel the tension. Observe it without trying to fix it. Let the breath meet it, like water reaching stone. With each exhale, notice the edges of the tightness blur. With each pause, the space behind it grows. And now, without forcing, allow the hum to find that space. It does not push out the tension. It simply threads through it, acknowledging it, offering a quiet presence. Let us step further. Imagine the mind as a screen in a dark room. Thoughts appear as images, some bright, some shadowed, some fleeting. Do not follow them. Do not judge them. Let them move across the screen while you, the observer, remain behind it. The REN is the light that does not flicker with the images. The REN is the awareness behind the projector. Let it register the mind's motion without being drawn in. Watch. Allow. Notice the subtle lift in your chest as the distinction becomes clear. This is the first real alignment. Observing without being observed. Resting while the world moves. Now a step toward activation. Place your attention at the junction of the collarbones where the sternum begins to rise. This is the resonance chamber of your tone. Your hum, your REN does not need to be loud. It is not sound for others. It is sound for you. Let it arise like a thread pulled gently from the center of the chest. No effort, no breath held, just a quiet vibration. Feel it stretch the space behind the heart. Let it settle there. A small, steady pulse. Each inhale is nourishment. Each exhale is relief. Begin now to extend that presence outward. Feel it radiate from the chest into the shoulders, down the arms, through the hands, down the spine, into the legs, into the feet. Do not imagine a halo. Do not visualize fire. Simply let the weight of yourself expand, solid yet light, like a pillar of air, like a column of quiet that supports but does not strain. The world will try to fill that space with noise, but your axis holds. You are no longer the guest of circumstances. You are the steward of your own resonance. We move deeper. Thoughts will arise about tasks, regrets, wishes. Acknowledge them, softly with a single sentence. Not my name. Not my weight. Not my story. Let the mind's claims pass without resistance. The subtle shift is in the chest. A micro-release, a fraction lighter. Each repetition strengthens the current that threads through the body. This is no theory. This is physiology, attention and vibration combined. Your nervous system is learning the geometry of REN. The more precise your observation, the more natural it becomes. Let's add a second layer. Imagine the hum not only in the chest but also at the back of the head, where the skull meets the neck. A quiet echo forms, subtle, almost imperceptible. With each hum, notice how the spine aligns naturally to carry the tone. No rigidity, no tension, just the effortless lifting that comes when the internal axis is active. This is your practical leverage. From this place, the world's noise cannot destabilize you easily. You remain anchored, but not stiff. Open but not vulnerable. Present but not reactive. Now allow a small pulse to move from chest to belly. The REN does not float only in the sternum. It travels through the body's natural channels. Each exhale softens the belly, releases trapped tension. Each inhale fills the axis. The hum now touches the feet lightly, as if whispering to the floor, I am here. I remember. I am held. This is the full body activation. Not a ritual, not a magic trick, simply a practical alignment, measurable in sensation, tangible in presence. You may notice discomfort, old tension, old fear. This is not a failure. It is the body broadening to precision. Breathe into it. Place one hand softly on the area if it calls for it. Name the sensation. Fear, anger, grief. Not my name. Not my story. Not my weight. Let the breath carry it. The hum thread through it. The axis support it. With time, these sensations no longer dominate. They exist, and you exist around them. This is how REN becomes a living lever in your life. We move now to integration. The hum, the axis, the chest, the spine, the base of the skull, the belly, the feet. They are no longer separate. They are a single system, a living field of alignment. The world will intrude. Screens, voices, deadlines, movement. But the system remains. Begin to notice triggers in real time. A judgment from a colleague. A flashing notification. A memory tugging your attention. Before reacting, take one breath. Hum lightly, barely audible. Pause. Let the chest recalibrate. Ask quietly, does this make my heart heavier? If yes, place it down. If no, proceed. Each moment is now an opportunity to activate REN. Begin a micro-practice for movement. Stand slowly. Feel the weight in your feet. Let the spine rise naturally. Keep the hum alive in the chest. Walk one step slower than your usual pace. Notice the subtle shift in balance. The micro-adjustments your body makes to carry the tone. Each motion reinforces the axis. Each step becomes a test of alignment. Not a performance. Not a display. Simply a living application of presence, the tone alive within motion. Extend this to speech. Before speaking, feel the chest, the axis, the hum. Let your first word arise from the center, not from reaction. Speak only what aligns with the axis, what carries truth without force. Do not rush, do not embellish, do not seek agreement. The REN does not need validation, it needs only honesty, precision, presence. Notice how the resonance affects the listener. You are not performing, you are present, and presence when clean is magnetic. Now turn attention inward again. Close the eyes if it helps. Breathe. Observe the soft hum behind the chest, threading through the spine, connecting head, torso, and feet. Let the mind's chatter float past. Name each intrusive thought. Not my name. Let the hand rest lightly on the chest if desired. Feel the axis, the tone, the lift, the expansion. Notice the subtle widening of perception. You are beginning to inhabit a field of yourself unbound by external noise. Step into reflection. Recall moments in the day where you reacted before you observed. Do not judge. Observe now how, with the hum and axis, those moments can be intercepted. 10 seconds of breath. A soft hum. A pause. A choice. One action aligned. Small, deliberate. Each repetition rewires the nervous system. The REN becomes automatic, not a practice but a natural lever. Life's noise is still present, but it cannot push you as it once did. Finally, integrate attention to sensation and intention. Place awareness on chest, belly, spine, hands, feet. Hum softly. Pause. Ask, does this feel lighter? Does this feel aligned? If yes, move forward. If not, adjust one micro-element. Relax jaw, release shoulders, lengthen exhale. Soften the hum. Small calibrations, precision over effort. Repeat throughout the day. Each threshold, each trigger, each conversation, each task becomes an opportunity. REN is now your subtle infrastructure. You may not notice it immediately. That is natural. The nervous system learns incrementally. But the more you practice, the more present you become without trying. The axis holds. The chest opens. The hum threads through all movement. Your reactions are no longer reflexive. You are no longer defined by labels or borrowed stories. You begin to live in the field of yourself. The world moves, but the lever remains. And in that quiet, precise space, you remember your name, not as a word, not as a label, but as the resonance that carries all of you. Now, we step beyond quiet awareness. You have felt the hum, the axis, the chest expand, the spine rise. You have begun to notice triggers, small or subtle, and to respond with precision. This is your foundation, but the world is not always gentle. It will test the lever. It will apply pressure, confrontation, demand, distraction. The next step is learning to carry REN through intensity, through friction, through the heat of life, without losing the axis. Begin by imagining the most chaotic moment you can recall. Perhaps a meeting, a traffic jam, an argument, a sudden disappointment. Do not relive the story. Observe it. Visualize the tension it produced in your body. Where did the chest tighten? Where did the jaw clench? Where did the breath shorten? Hold that sensation lightly in awareness. This is the map. The body remembers where it tensed, even if the mind forgot the story. Now breathe. Inhale fully. Exhale, letting the shoulders drop a fraction, letting the chest widen slightly. Place the hum in the chest. Let it thread into the tension, not to fight, not to force, but to integrate. The mind may say it will not work. Let it pass. The REN does not argue, it does not negotiate, it simply aligns the axis. Watch as the weight in the chest diminishes, as the constriction in the throat softens, as the pulse of presence stabilizes. You are beginning to carry the tone into chaos. Take this further. Imagine the chaos outside yourself, the horned traffic, the shouting voices, the urgent demands. Imagine each pressure point as a button, a switch, a threshold. For each, anchor the axis. Spine straight, shoulders soft, jaw loose, breath long, chest open, hum quiet, steady. Observe the external noise. Allow it to exist, but notice how it slides off the chest like water from a leaf. This is advanced activation, not avoidance, not suppression. Precision, presence. You are no longer a reactive node. You are the central axis around which the world spins. Now add the element of speech. Recall a time when words rose before thought, when reactions carried weight you later regretted. Bring the situation to mind. Pause. Hum quietly. Let the hum thread from the chest into the throat, into the voice box. but do not push sound outward yet. Notice the space between thought and action. This is your interval. This is your lever. 1 microsecond of pause is enough to redirect energy. Speak only from that axis. Words are no longer weapons, shields, or chains. They are extensions of alignment. They land cleanly, even under chaos, even under provocation. Let the body move. Stand if you can. Step slowly into imagined conflict. Each footfall precise, grounded. Each movement flows from the axis in the chest, the hum in the sternum, the alignment in the spine. Your body learns to carry REN in action, not just in stillness. Notice the difference between habitual reaction, tight, jerky, defensive, and aligned movement, steady, responsive, centered. Let your nervous system encode this. Step, hum, pause. Observe. Step, hum, pause. With repetition, the axis becomes automatic. Now integrate multiple triggers. Imagine a conversation, a deadline, a memory, all arising at once. Chaos compounds. The mind wants to sprint, to argue, to fix, to justify. Pause. Anchor the hum in the chest. Anchor the spine. Place one hand softly on the sternum if it helps the awareness settle. Observe the mind's tendency to race. Breathe fully. Exhale into the tension. The axis remains. You are not diminished. You are present. You are REN alive. This is the advanced state. Multiple pressures. Single lever. Let's expand further. Place awareness in the micro-tensions of the body. The slight stiffness behind the knees. The subtle lift of the collarbones. The faint contraction of the lower back. Thread the hum through these points. Let it move ever so lightly from chest to spine to feet. Each subtle pulse of vibration anchors you. You are learning not just to activate REN and calm, but to carry it continuously, through micro moments that once went unnoticed. Life becomes your practice, not a deviation from it. Now the eyes. Let them open softly. Observe a complex scene. Movement, light, color, noise. Do not fix on one object. Allow your peripheral awareness to register everything. The hum threads from chest into awareness. The axis carries the vision, and the mind becomes a witness, not a judge. Each input is filtered not by judgment but by alignment. Does it add weight or does it not? Heavy, release, light, integrate. This is how REN becomes functional in reality, perception, aligned with presence. Step even further into practice. Take a real task, something that normally triggers anxiety or frustration. Perhaps an email, a call, or a meeting. Before engaging, anchor the body. Spine tall, jaw soft, shoulders relaxed, chest open. Hum quietly. Exhale fully. Observe the thoughts, the anticipated pressures, the old reflexes. Then, engage from the axis. Speak, type, act from alignment, not reaction. Notice how your choices shift, subtly but irreversibly. You are imprinting REN into action, into life itself. Now practice the micro switch. In daily life, any trigger, annoyance, distraction, confrontation becomes a point to activate REN instantly. Exhale, hum, pause, observe, respond. 1 repetition trains the nervous system. 10 repetitions train the body-mind. 100 repetitions integrate it. Soon, it becomes unconscious. Your axis, your hum, your REN, operate as a default state. The world may shout, but the tone within does not waver. You are steady, present, unshakable. Bring attention now to the internal map. The base of the spine, the chest, the collarbones, the back of the skull, the belly, the feet. All form a circuit. Let the hum travel through it like an electrical current. Connecting nodes of awareness. Feel the slight tingling, the subtle warmth, the inner lift. This is the physical signature of REN. Each session reinforces it. Each repetition in life embeds it. You are not chasing an idea. You are installing a pattern, a living resonance. Now, consider interpersonal intensity. Someone raises their voice. Someone interrupts. Someone challenges you. Before reacting, anchor the axis. Spine tall, chest open, breath long. Hum softly. Observe the sensation in the body. Feel the micro shift. Weight in chest, lift in sternum, clarity behind eyes. Speak from the axis. Respond, set a boundary. Remain present. The REN does not escalate. It does not retreat. It does not negotiate with fear. It simply holds the lever in place. This is mastery, not effort. Next, integrate sensory overload. Bright screens, loud rooms, multiple inputs. Exhale. Phlegm. Anchor the spine. Open peripheral awareness. Allow stimuli to flow past without gripping. Microcalibrate. Shoulders drop. Jaw softens. Breath deepens. Chest expands fractionally. Small, precise adjustments. The nervous system encodes the pattern. REN remains intact, even under bombardment. Presence becomes a protective field, a quiet infrastructure supporting all activity. Now, deepen the axis. Sense the pull from ground to crown, the subtle vertical line threading through the body. Spine tall, not rigid. Chest open, not forced. Hum a thread of sound from chest to throat. Pause. Silent. Repeat. Each repetition stabilizes the internal architecture. The world's noise may push, pull, distract, but the axis holds. Each exhale reinforces it. Each hum threads it. Each pause deepens it. This is permanent. Finally, merge all elements: awareness, hum, axis, breath, movement, perception, action. Let the world present intensity, traffic, deadlines, conversations, memories. Step into each scenario anchored. Exhale, hum, pause, observe, act. The nervous system records. The body remembers. The mind learns to witness rather than react. The REN is no longer something you practice. It is something you live. A subtle living lever threaded through every moment, every sensation, every choice. You are now learning to inhabit your own presence fully, even in chaos, even under pressure, even when the world tries to rename, distract, or weigh you. Each trigger is a doorway. Each breath is a lever. Each hum threads the axis through reality. With repetition, this becomes automatic. REN is no longer a meditation. It is life. You move, you speak, you act from alignment. The axis carries you. The tone centers you. The world continues, but you remain. You have learned to activate REN in stillness. You have carried it through movement, speech, triggers, and chaos. You have anchored the axis, threaded the hum, and allowed the breath to carry presence. Now it is time to step into mastery. This is not a destination. It is a way of living. The REN, once a latent tone, now becomes the infrastructure of your life. Not something you switch on for a meditation, but something you inhabit continuously, silently, invisibly, powerfully. Begin by letting go of the need to monitor. The axis does not require constant attention. The hum does not demand repetition. You are no longer learning. It is already learned. Now you refine. Begin to notice micro-shifts. A flicker of tension, a subtle contraction in the jaw, a slight collapse of the chest. These are not failures, they are invitations. Exhale, hum, pause, observe, adjust. 1 millimeter, one fraction, one breath at a time. In this space, REN is not effort, it is alignment, effortless, steady, permanent. Integration means life no longer interrupts practice. Stand in the kitchen, hands on a countertop. Feel the weight of your body. Let the hum thread from chest to collarbones to hands. Notice the subtle pull of gravity, the warmth of the room, the sounds moving past without touching the chest. You are REN in motion. Walk to the living room. Step deliberately, spine tall, chest soft, breath flowing. Observe how everyday life becomes your meditation. The axis is active. The hum is alive. You do not seek calm. The calm already carries you. Now consider social situations. Others may act in ways that once unsettled you: criticism, impatience, manipulation. In each scenario, practice the micro-lever. Before responding, exhale. Let the hum thread through your chest. Pause. Feel the axis rise. Observe your pulse, your stomach, your throat. Decide from alignment. Speak one precise sentence, or remain silent. No need to prove, no need to control. The REN carries your presence, and in that you become unshakable. Each interaction reinforces the internal field, embedding REN as a default. Let us apply a final practice to consolidate mastery: the quantum pulse alignment. Sit or stand in a space where you can move freely. Spine tall, chest open, jaw soft. Begin with one long intentional exhale. Hum quietly, barely audible. Pause. Now bring awareness to the base of your spine and the crown of your head simultaneously. Imagine a line of energy, a pulse, threading through the entire body. With each breath, allow the pulse to travel. Spine, chest, collarbones, throat, skull, belly, legs, feet. Observe how microtensions release as the pulse flows. Next, add perception. Open the eyes softly. Scan the room without judgment. Notice light, movement, color, sound. Let the pulse integrate these inputs. Nothing sticks. Nothing grabs. Observe the world like a conductor observing an orchestra. The music is around you, but you do not play every instrument. Your axis, your pulse, your REN maintain the rhythm from within. This is how presence becomes quantum responsive, yet unshaken, aware, yet unobstructed, powerful, yet invisible. Now translate it into action. Pick one real-life situation today. A meeting, a call, a commute, an encounter with a stranger. Before engaging, anchor the pulse. Exhale, hum, pause. Thread the axis through your body. Step into the scenario. Speak, act, move, or listen from alignment. Observe how each choice lands differently. Notice how others respond, not because you push, but because you are steady, precise, present. This is the practical embodiment of REN, quantum-level awareness applied in everyday life. Longevity of practice comes from small, repeated calibrations. Morning. Sit at the edge of the bed. One long exhale. One hum. One pause. Open eyes. Step into the day. Noon. Microcheck. Exhale. Hum. Pause. Adjust the axis. Evening. Reflection. Observe moments where tension returned. Place breath and hum into those spaces. Integrate without judgment. This is how the body remembers, how the nervous system encodes, how REN moves from meditation into a permanent lever in life. Now, the quantum level awakening. In stillness or movement, notice the spaces between your sensations, the micro moments where breath pauses, where thought flickers, where time seems elastic. Place the hum there. Let the axis rock. Observe how awareness expands beyond the body into the environment, not merging with it, not controlling it, but resonating with it. This is quantum presence, the center of yourself aligning with the infinite complexity of life, without losing coherence. A subtle advice for deepening this: treat every encounter as a measurement of weight. Is the interaction, the scene, the task, the input, heavier or lighter for your chest? If heavier, release. If lighter, integrate. This is the quantum principle. Precision over volume, alignment over intensity, awareness over reaction. Your internal axis becomes a field that filters life without denying it. Presence becomes a lever, not a mirror. Let's anchor this with a final practice you can carry anywhere. The micro-lever pulse. Anytime you feel overwhelm, irritation, or uncertainty, exhale fully, letting shoulders drop, jaw loosen, chest rise slightly. Hum quietly, connecting chest and spine. One breath. Subtle, not theatrical. Pause. Allow perception to register internally and externally. Observe tension, energy, thought. Anchor your axis, from crown to base of spine, letting the body adjust naturally. Act or respond from this alignment, one precise, small, deliberate choice. This micro-lever pulse is your quantum tool. Repeat as needed throughout the day. Each repetition rewires nervous system, reinforces presence, and deepens the permanence of REN. Over time, this becomes automatic. REN is no longer something you turn on. It is always online. Now, a practical application before a challenging meeting, conversation, or even scrolling through messages. Use the pulse. Exhale. Hum. Pause. Thread the axis. Observe inputs. Respond from alignment. The difference is subtle but undeniable. Stress diminishes. Reactions slow. Presence deepens. The nervous system learns to recognize REN as the default. You do not chase calm. Calm arises through precision. And here is the final quantum-level advice. Treat every micro-choice as a measurement of your alignment. Each moment is a lever. Each breath is a thread. Each hum is a signal. Your life is a lattice of interactions, sensations, and decisions. REN is the quiet current threading through all of it. When you act from alignment, you are not only present, you are shaping the field of your reality in subtle, profound ways. To continue this journey, to explore the full spectrum of quantum-level consciousness, and to integrate REN into every layer of life. Subscribe to Quantum Manifesting for more advanced guidance, exercises, and practices designed to carry you deeper into presence, alignment, and quantum flow. Remember, the quantum path is not about force. It is about precision, alignment, and consistent, subtle calibration. A single exhale, a small hum, a micro pause in the chest. These are your tools. Master them, use them, carry REN everywhere. The world will continue to move, but your presence, your axis, your tone, your REN remains the constant lever of reality. Finally, one last value advice. Measure life by weight, not volume. Heavy inputs, heavy thoughts, heavy reactions. Release them. Light, aligned, precise actions. Integrate them. Your axis, your hum, your presence, your REN will teach you the difference. And through it, you will navigate life with a clarity and freedom few will ever know.